You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion, delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take out your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. And let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you, and you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan, a plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Let's see, what are we celebrating today? National Laundry Day? I don't know about that one. Let's see, what do we have? National Rubber Eraser Day. Does anybody even use rubber erasers anymore? Josh, do your kids use rubber erasers? Yeah, oh, they use them? Okay. I was curious. Take a Wild Guess Day. It is National Take a Wild Guess Day. It's National Tax Day. I don't think we're going to want to be... That's not when we celebrate. Why? That's not a celebration. That's agony. Unless you put it next to National Tito's Day or something along those lines. National Glazed Spiral Ham Day. I think we'll just stick with that one. More than enough for me. I like glazed spiral ham. I think I probably like that better than what I'm going to see when I look at the bond market today, because the bond market has not been pretty today. But let's see what's going on. Although, you know, it's pretty surprising, I guess is the best word. So we're looking at right now the Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 154 points. The S&P 500 is up 15. The NASDAQ is up 16. Oil down $1.17 a barrel. Do we want to look at gasoline prices? Well, let's just see. $5.46 is what we're paying here in California. $5.46. We're almost $1 more than you guys, Josh. $5.46. Ariane's paying $3.10. Think about that one. $2.30 cheaper. Yeah, thanks for voting for this. I know Californians like high gas prices because we vote for it. So that's, you know, you vote, you get what you vote for. I mean, I went off on a very, very famous commentator over the weekend, and I sent him a very interesting letter. It was before all of the attacks in Israel, but I made a comment that, you know, something voting for Joe Biden, it kind of opens the door for what actually ended up happening in Israel October 7th and then again over the weekend, because there's no strength there. I mean, when you think about this, his idea of deterrence is don't. Now, I don't have little kids anymore, but don't doesn't always work. I know with my grandson, I can say don't, and, you know, sometimes he'll listen, sometimes he won't, but it doesn't always work. When it doesn't work the first time, like with Russia and Ukraine, and it doesn't work in other times, maybe you got to learn that don't is not necessarily the solution for everything. Maybe there's other answers, like a little bit of strength, real deterrence. Now, thankfully, the U.S. and allies, along with Israel, solved some of these problems or didn't allow, 99% of the drones and missiles and whatever coming into Israel. But now the administration's comment to Israel is don't. You just got to wonder sometimes. You just have to wonder. I was it Einstein that said that doing the same thing over and over again is the definition of insanity? Well, I guess we know that we've got a president who's a bit insane right now. Let's take a look and see what else. Well, oil prices down $1.21 a barrel, but in a change, here's the odd part of this. 10-year treasuries up 10 basis points right now. So the yield on that, the rate on that is 4.638. Historically, when something like this would have happened, you would have seen the 10-year treasury, the U.S. bond. That's called a flight to safety. Apparently, the market does not believe that going into the U.S. 10-year treasury is a flight to safety because they didn't buy any bonds. If the bond prices are down, means people are not buying those bonds. And whenever we know the prices are down because the yield and the bond move in the exact opposite directions. So 10-year treasury is moving up. Just gives us an idea of what the market thinks about some of the things going on here in the U.S. Interest rates, they're up today. We'll talk about why that is when we get to the mortgage minute in just a little bit. Also watching out tax day. There's a lot of strategies out there for our friends that are dealing with taxes right now. Yeah, I know there's a lot of us that are not excited about tax day. Have you filed yours yet? Have you filed for an extension? You better do one or the other by the end of the day today. I think that on the IRS website, they do still have that simple form. How much did you make? Send it. 2 options right there. So we do see that form comes up a lot of times. But then again, the IRS also, from what I've heard, I don't use it, but from what I've heard, they have, if you've got a simple return, you can actually go on the IRS website and fill out their form. There's a form there that you can use, and it costs you nothing to fill it out, but you basically just put in your income. If you don't have standardized deductions and a lot of dependents and a lot of fancy stuff, a lot of people that could probably use that one form and not have to go to a preparer or pay a lot of money. You just pay a lot of money for filling out the taxes. Probably have to pay a lot of money in taxes, but that's a whole different story. Let's see what else is going on in the world right now. Tax day, yeah, we got that one covered. I did notice there's a lot of places right now that are giving away free stuff or discounted stuff for tax day. Have you looked up any of those things? I saw that early this morning that there were some places giving away free stuff or discounted stuff. Now, my guess is that you'll probably find, like the donut stores, some of the donut stores. Krispy Kreme, that's what I was thinking of. Krispy Kreme's has some freebies over there for tax days. Let's take a look and see. USA Today probably will give us something good. They're always looking for something for free. Does it say Hooters is giving something away for free today? That's an interesting one. Okay, I don't know about that. Krispy Kreme, sweet tax break on tax day. Customers can purchase an original glazed or assorted dozen in shop and receive a second for just the price of the sales tax in their state. Well, I guess it's not free in California then, is it? Let's see what else we have. Hooters offers a special dine-in deals on food, drinks on tax day. Does anybody take Hooters out? I mean, that's a dine-in restaurant, isn't it? Grubhub offers delivery discount on tax day. So order $25 worth, and they'll give you a $15 discount. Enter the code TAXBREAK. Okay, we got that one. Potbellies, I don't even know what that one is. Arby's offers a free sandwich on tax day as part of a free sandwich month. Dave & Buster's, 50% off all food starting on April 15th to celebrate their new menu. They didn't say that's tax day. California Pizza Kitchen offers tax day discounts. BJ's Restaurant and Brewhouse offers a discount on tax day. $10 off on any takeout and delivery orders of $40 or more using the promo code 10OFF40. TGI Fridays creates new limited time drink to celebrate the end of tax season. A lot going on, so check it out. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
about the home. Confused about the home buying process? Or curious how much you really know about buying a home? Take the First Home IQ quiz to test your understanding of buying a home. Created by the nonprofit First Home IQ, this 5-minute quiz will give you a score, what you missed, and why. Take the quiz in 5 minutes at rsrlinks.com/FHIQ and find out what you need to know about buying your first home. That's rsrlinks.com/FHIQ.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message. And I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And every day at this time, OBMMI, they provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates with consumers across 35% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. They do not tell us points paid, points received, or the APRs. They only tell us the rate you're going to put into the mortgage calculator if you go to ronismylender.com and find out what your mortgage payment will be. Love the look of this chart that Josh put out there, not because my picture's on it, but because it's got a lot of down arrows. Rates Friday, conventional, 30-year fixed, 7.028. It was down. Jumbo, 30-year fixed, 7.191, down. 30-year FHA, 30-year fixed, 6.773, down. USDA, 30-year fixed, 6.754. That's the rural areas. Generally, no down payment. That was down. And the best loan on the market, the 30-year VA loan. 30 years fixed, 6.647. If you're a veteran and you're renting, shame on you. But the issue is you don't have to. It would cost you less money to get into your own house, to own your own house, than the cost to start your lease. Veterans, you need to be looking into this. I'm just sharing it with you that the VA loan, best loan on the market, and the Veterans Administration wants you to own your own home. You deserve it. If you want our market commentary every morning as early as the data allows, we put this out, rsrmarketminute.com, rsrmarketminute.com. Let's take a look and see what's going on today in the markets. I'm not sure we want to look and see what's going on in the markets today, but we're going to anyway, because that's what we do here on Ron Siegel Radio. S&P 500 is now up 13 points. The 10-year Treasury, the yield is up 12 basis points, 4.64. The bond, 30-year bond itself is down 44 basis points. That is not good. That means rates are going up. Ow! Not good. Why? Anybody can tell you those things, but what's doing it? What's causing it? What's driving these markets? Well, it has a lot to do with retail sales. For the month of March, rose 0.7%, stronger than the 0.3% expected. There were also upward revisions to February, bringing the figure from 0.6 to 0.9. When stripping out autos and gas, sales rose 1%. The core retail sales, which gets plugged into GDP, rose 1.1, which was much stronger than the 0.4 expected. Again, we saw revisions reversing the trend in core sales. 2 months ago, this figure was minus 0.3%, and last month it was 0%, showing signs that the consumer may be coming under pressure and things could be slowing down. But within today's report, last month was revised higher from 0% to 0.3. This morning's figure, 1.1. Because this was so strong, it's likely GDP estimates get revised higher. We also, the probabilities of a rate cut get pushed further back, with July now under 50%. Bonds sold off sharply. I'm going to tell you this. They keep talking about retail sales getting better or increasing, but I'm just a simple guy here. If we keep getting this inflation the way it is, doesn't retail sales have to keep going up? because you still got to eat. And you look at it and you say, okay, I got to eat. And obviously I do that well and often. But you also look at the fact that what about gas prices? And I just pulled up the chart for gas prices. Now, in some parts of the country, they have the ability of they have mass transit. California, well, as long as it rains, we don't have mass transit. But let's take a look. The current price for a gallon of gasoline, $5.46 a gallon. A year ago, it was 10% cheaper. So to fill up your gas tank, you're paying 10% more. Retail sales are up, what, did I say 7/10? Okay, try going to the store and get eggs. I told you last week I went to the store and bought butter. That was up like 50%. So one of the things that we're seeing in these retail sales is, yes, they're going up, but they're going up on the essentials. It's the items that you have to have. The items that are discretionary, those items aren't really going up. So we're going to watch these things because, ironically enough, I did just see our friend Danielle DiMartino Booth. I get her newsletter every morning. And in her newsletter, she put out a commentary that, guess what? Another dairy went out of business in Illinois. Okay, so if sales are so good, if the economy is so strong, why do you think a dairy would be going out of business? Milk, butter, those are things coming out of the dairies. Can't make payroll. Just throw that out there for you. That is the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And you may hear us running a commercial now for First Home IQ. We're doing that on a regular basis in a partnership that we've got with them, trying to educate our society on getting a home and financial literacy. And what we're going to do is we're running I think for the month of April, we're going to do this. And I talk about these things on the fly, and then I let our team figure out how to make it work, right? That's kind of my part of this thing, is go and fill out the survey, rsrlinks.com/FHIQ, like First Home IQ, rsrlinks.com/FHIQ. It's going to ask you for your name and contact information, because we're going to give away a trip. How about, should we go to Cabo, Josh, or Nashville? One or two. Cabo, Nashville. Okay, Nashville. We're going to give away a trip to Nashville. So Josh made the call. Josh made the executive decision right there. Okay, so we're going to give away a trip to Nashville, and we don't pay the transportation. But I think we've got Nashville is 4 days, 3 nights in Nashville. 4 days, 3 nights in Nashville. All you have to do to enter is take the quiz. I don't care if you get it right or wrong. Just go and take the quiz. rsrlinks.com/FHIQ. When you take the quiz, it's 20 questions, takes about 5 minutes. Your name you'll fill in your name and your email or contact information. No, we're not going to spam you. We're going to let you know if you win, though, unless you don't want us to let you know. And that'll be 4 days, 3 nights. Taxes, fees are not included. Trip to Nashville. So there it is. rsrlinks.com/FHIQ. And one of the reasons that we're partnering with them is it's amazing how many people want to buy a house. They have no idea that these things are about finances and mortgage and how to pay a mortgage. And, they don't know the ideas. Our veterans don't know that you can use your VA eligibility more than once. A lot of issues in there. So we're just going to partner with our friends at First Home IQ and see if we can help get some literacy. Unfortunately, the schools aren't teaching it either. So if you're a first-time home buyer, even if you're not a first-time home buyer, if you want to help your kids, there are a lot of tools right there for you. So we just want to make sure that is available. Let's take a look and see. I think we've probably got a Your Credit Matters segment today, being that it is tax day. Let's see what we can do with Your Credit Matters. What is debt consolidation? Let's look at that. What is Your Credit Matters, brought to you by rsrdebtfree.com. rsrdebtfree.com. What is debt consolidation? You're struggling to pay off multiple debts simultaneously. You might consider debt consolidation. Consolidation can be an extremely useful repayment strategy, provided you understand the ins and outs and how the process could impact your credit scores. Debt consolidation is a debt management strategy that combines your outstanding debt into a new loan with just one monthly payment. You can consolidate multiple credit cards or a mix of credit cards and other loans, such as a student loan or a mortgage. Consolidation does not automatically erase your debt, but it does provide some borrowers with the tools they need to pay back what they owe more efficiently or effectively. The goal of consolidation is twofold. First, consolidation condenses multiple monthly payments, often owed to different lenders, into a single payment. Second, it can make repayment less expensive by combining multiple balances into a new loan with a lower interest rate. You can reduce cumulative interest, which is the sum of all interest payments made over the life of a loan. Debt consolidation loans often feature lower minimum payments, saving you from financial consequences of missed payments down the line. In short, you'll generally spend less on interest and pay off what you owe more quickly. There are multiple types of debt consolidation. There are several ways to consolidate debt. What works best for you will depend on your specific financial circumstances. How about the debt consolidation home loan? Right? What is your blended household interest rate? We've talked about that in the past. Maybe you want to be using some of your home equity to get rid of all those debts. Don't rack them up again once we help you get rid of them. But the idea here is you get rid of the debts and then take some of that extra savings that you've got every month and use it as a principal buy down on your existing mortgage, on the new mortgage we get you, and you'll see how much quicker you get your loan paid off. The most common of the debt consolidation loans, though, is personal loans, simply known as a debt consolidation loan, frequently used to consolidate credit card debt. They come with lower interest rates and better terms than most credit cards, making them an attractive option. Debt consolidation loans are unsecured, meaning the borrower doesn't have to put an asset on the line as collateral to back the loan. However, borrowers will only be offered the best interest rates and other favorable loan terms if they have good credit scores. Guess you might want to talk to our friends over at Blue Water Credit. rsrlinks.com/BWC. rsrlinks.com/BWC. Home equity loan or home equity line of credit. For homeowners, it's also possible to consolidate debt by taking out a home equity loan or home equity line of credit. However, these types of unsecured loans are much riskier to the borrower than a debt consolidation plan, since the borrower's home is used as collateral and failure to pay may result in foreclosure. 401k loan. You can also borrow against your 401k retirement account to consolidate debts. Although 401k loans don't require credit checks, dipping into your retirement savings is a dangerous prospect, and you stand to lose out on accumulating interest. Consolidation can certainly be a tidy solution to repaying your debt, but there are a few things to know before you take the plunge. Debt consolidation loans and your credit scores. Before you're approved for a debt consolidation loan, lenders will evaluate your credit reports and credit scores to help them determine whether to offer you a loan and at what terms. High credit scores mean you'll be more likely to qualify for a loan with favorable terms for debt consolidation. Generally, borrowers with scores of 740 or higher will receive the best interest rates, followed by those in the 739 to 670 range. If your score is lower than 670, debt consolidation may not be a good option for you. Consolidating debt when you have bad credit can be challenging. Although you may be approved for a loan, the interest rates offered to you will likely be higher and may negate the savings you hope to achieve by consolidating your debt. That's when you call our friend Chris Corrales. They help you with negotiating your existing debts, getting the interest rates down, and maybe getting that into a single payment as well. But they've got a great solution, a great track record of getting that down. It's also important to understand that debt consolidation involves taking out a new loan. As with any other type of loan, the application process and the loan itself can affect your credit scores, Weigh the pros and cons of debt consolidation and how it might affect your credit scores to decide whether it's the right path for you. Pros. Number one, credit utilization. Your credit utilization ratio, the amount of revolving credit you're using divided by the total cost available to you, contributes to your credit scores. Lenders interpret high credit utilization ratios, as above 30%, as an indicator of risk. So if you have several credit cards open and each carrying a large balance, your credit utilization ratio will be high, which typically translates to lower credit scores. However, credit cards and personal loans are considered two separate types of debt when assessing your credit mix, which accounts for 10% of your FICO scores. So if you consolidate multiple credit card debts into one new personal loan, your credit utilization ratio and credit score could improve as long as you don't run up the debt again. Payment history. If you have been struggling with high interest debt, you already know that missed payments can quickly drag you down your scores. Debt consolidation offers a solution if you're able to obtain lower interest rates and lower payments. Then it may be easier to meet your monthly obligation and avoid a negative hit to your credit scores. Cons, hard inquiries. When you apply for loans, including those for debt consolidation, potential lenders review your credit reports, which generates what's known as a hard inquiry. Hard inquiries help lenders track how often you apply for new credit accounts. Each new inquiry may knock your credit scores down a few points, so you want to be sure that you only apply for loans for which you're likely to be approved. Newer accounts, the average age of your accounts has a big impact on your credit scores. Opening a new account will lower the average age of your accounts, and you might see a corresponding drop in your credit scores. Closing credit accounts, not good, especially if it's something that's a older account. Alternatives, consolidation isn't the only option for debt holders looking for relief. Consider these alternatives. Debt management plans. Some nonprofit credit counseling services offer debt management programs where counselors work directly with the creditor to secure lower interest rates and monthly payments. This approach may help you avoid taking out a new loan, but there's a catch. You'll also lose the ability to open new credit accounts as long as the debt management plan is in place. Credit card refinancing involves transferring your debt onto a new balance transfer credit card with an interest rate as low as 0%. This introductory rate is only temporary. However, and these kinds of cards are difficult to get without good credit scores. Bankruptcy. Filing for bankruptcy is a legal process for individuals and businesses that find themselves unable to pay their debts. During bankruptcy proceedings, the court examines the filer's financial situation, including their assets and liabilities. If the court finds that the filer has insufficient assets to cover what they owe, it may rule that the debts be discharged, meaning the borrower is no longer legally responsible to pay them back. While bankruptcy can be a good choice in some extreme situations, it's not an easy way out. Bankruptcy proceedings will have a severe impact on your credit scores and can remain on your credit reports for up to 10 years after you file. Bankruptcy should generally be considered a last resort. You can get some more information on all of these things by giving us a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. When we come back, ways to use your tax refund if you want to buy a house, how to use your tax return to build credit, and will a cosigner be on title of a vehicle? All that and more. Reach me anytime off air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numero 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Hey there, friends. Wondering if now is the right time to buy a home? Or are you waiting for a bunch of foreclosures? The facts speak loud and clear. Defaults and foreclosures are down. Sure, we might be headed towards a recession. But did you know interest rates typically drop and real estate values often go up during a recession? So what are you waiting for? Higher prices or higher payments? Don't navigate these waters alone. Connect with RonSiegelRadio.com today. That's RonSiegelRadio.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Ways to use your tax refund if you want to buy a home. That's our subject today. Have you been saving up to buy a home this year? If so, you know there are a number of expenses involved, from your down payment to closing costs. You also know your tax refund can help you pay for some of these expenses. As Credit Karma explains, quote, if one of your goals is to stop renting and buy a home, you'll need to save up for closing costs and a down payment on the mortgage. A tax refund can give you a start on the road to home ownership. If you've already started to save, your tax refund could move you down the road faster, unquote. While how much money you may get in a tax refund is going to vary, it can be encouraging to have a general idea of what's possible. Here's what CNET has to say about the average increase people are seeing this year. Quote, the average refund size is up by 6.1% from $2,903 in 2023's tax season through March 24th to $3,081 for this season through March 22nd. Sounds great, right? Remember, your number is going to be different, but if you do get a refund, here are a few examples of how you can use it when buying a home, according to Freddie Mac. Saving for a down payment, one of the biggest barriers to home ownership, is setting aside enough money for a down payment. You could reach your savings goal even faster by using your tax refund to help. Paying for closing costs. Closing costs cover some of the payments you'll make at closing. They're generally between 2 and 5% of the total purchase price of the home. You could direct your tax refund toward these closing costs. They always talk about this 2 to 5%, yet if you have more than 3%, it triggers high cost and predatory lending violations. Wonder how that goes. Lowering your mortgage rate, your lender might give you the option to buy down your mortgage rate. If affordability is tight for you at today's rates and home prices, this option may be worth exploring. If you qualify for this option, you could pay up front to have a lower rate on your mortgage. The best way to get ready to buy a home is to work with a team of trusted real estate professionals who understand the process and what you'll need to do to be ready to buy. Bottom line, your tax refund can help you reach your savings goal for buying a home. Give me a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Let's get you on a game plan. Let's get you on a roadmap to getting that new home. There are a lot of ways of getting new homes and not a lot of money needed to do it. So just throw that out there for you. Just want you to have that understanding that there are options out there. That is the real-time real estate segment brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Let's take a look at Your Credit Matters, brought to you by rsrdebtfree.com, rsrdebtfree.com. If you can't get all your bills paid off, your unsecured debt, credit cards, loans, whatnot, within the next 2 to 3 months, you might want to take a look, rsrdebtfree.com. Let's have a consult and see what options are available for you, whether you own a home or not. How to use your tax refund to build credit. The average tax refund in 2023 was $2,903. And while getting a tax refund often means you overpaid to begin with, that hefty chunk of change hitting your bank account can spawn some great feelings before you drop all that dough on your next vacation or in impulse buy. Consider whether you can do something more responsible with it. For example, did you know that you can use your tax refund to build credit? Let's talk about 6 tips for using a tax refund to build credit. Number 1, pay down high interest rate debt. One of the most impactful ways to use your tax refund to build credit is by paying down high interest debt such as credit card balances. High credit card balances relative to your credit limits can negatively impact your credit utilization ratio, which is a significant factor in your credit score. Number 2, catch up on past due payments. If you're behind on any bills or loan payments, consider using your tax refund to catch up. Payment history is the most critical factor in determining your credit score, accounting for about 35% of the total score. Making timely payments demonstrates your creditworthiness to lenders and can help improve your credit score over time. Number 3, open a secured credit card. If you have poor credit and know that everything on your credit report is accurate, you may need to take some other actions to build credit in the future. One option is applying for a secured credit card. A secured credit card requires you to put a deposit down to secure your line of credit. That's where your tax refund comes in. Once you use the card and make timely payments for a certain period of time, you may get your security deposit back. You could also get approved for a higher credit limit and or lower interest rate. And all those timely payments also get reported to the credit bureaus, which can be good for your score. Make sure to choose a card that reports to all the major credit bureaus. Number 4, invest in credit building products. Consider investing in credit building products such as credit builder loans or secured installment loans with your tax refund. These products are designed specifically to help individuals establish or improve their credit profiles by making regular payments on these loans. You demonstrate responsible credit behavior, which can positively impact your credit score. Credit builder accounts are locked savings accounts that work somewhat like loans. The exact way they work varies, but the concept tends to be the same. You secure a loan with a deposit. That deposit is put into a locked savings account and held for you. You pay the loan as agreed, typically making monthly payments. The on-time monthly payments are reported to the credit bureaus, and this helps build your credit. Once you pay off the loan, the savings account is unlocked, and you get access to that money. Number 5, start an emergency fund. While it may not directly impact your credit score, using a portion of your tax refund to start an emergency fund can indirectly help you build credit. Having savings set aside for unexpected expenses can prevent you from relying on credit cards or loans in times of financial hardship. This reduces the risk of accumulating debt and missing payments, which can negatively affect your credit score. Number 6, check and monitor your credit report. Okay, you don't technically need to use any of your tax refund for this, but regularly checking and monitoring your credit report is the best thing you can do to stay on top of your credit. You're entitled to a free copy of your credit report from each of the major bureaus once a week through annualcreditreport.com. Does not give you your scores. If you want your scores, true FICO scores for mortgage purposes, there are FICO scores for other purposes, but for FICO purposes, cleanall3.com. Cleanall3.com. That'll give you your credit scores for FICO purposes or for mortgage purposes. Again, cleanall3.com. That is Your Credit Matters, brought to you by rsrdebtfree.com. rsrdebtfree.com. When you're doing this, remember, you got to make sure that you're paying your credit card bills the right way for FICO scoring purposes as well. rsrccpayment.com. rsrccpayment.com. I share this on a regular basis, and it's amazing how many folks I talk to still just don't get it. rsrccpayment.com. You want to make sure that you're paying your credit card bills before the statement closing date. Now, you want to make a payment before the due date, so you're making 2 payments a month. The one right before your payment due date, set it as an automatic. Set it and forget it. Pay it. But the payment before your statement closing date, yes, you got to go online about 4 or 5 days before your statement closing date. Keep a chart or a note on your phone of what your statement closing dates are. Go online, put it on your calendar 4 or 5 days ahead of time. Pay as much as you possibly can. That deals with your credit utilization. The lower your credit utilization, keeping it below 30%, even below 10%, that's going to help you. So make sure you're doing these things. rsrccpayment.com. I go through and I walk you right through how to make sure you keep those credit cards active, not have to worry about the payments. I give it all to you right there in about a 5-minute, 6-minute little video that we put together for you. rsrccpayment.com. rsrccpayment.com. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, will a cosigner be on the title of a vehicle? We'll talk about that. We've got some more giveaways that we'll give you. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
79% of all credit reports have errors that should be corrected through factual disputing. You could be saving thousands every year if your report was accurate. CreditSanitizer.com provides a free credit report audit when you furnish a specific $1 credit report. You can use this information to request corrections to your report and potentially save thousands of dollars. Get your free credit audit at CreditSanitizer.com. That's CreditSanitizer.com for a free credit report audit. CreditSanitizer.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Your Credit Matters segment today being brought to you by rsrdebtfree.com, rsrdebtfree.com. Will a cosigner be on the title of a vehicle? Interesting question. So you got to understand, if you're having trouble getting a car loan, using a cosigner could help. Before you take this step, it's important to understand what a cosigner is and how having one on your car loan works. For instance, is a cosigner on the title of the vehicle? Crucial to understand the role cosigners play when purchasing a vehicle. We're going to cover what you need to know about using a cosigner and the impact it could have on your credit and vehicle ownership. What is a cosigner? It's a person, usually a close friend or family member, who agrees to be responsible for repaying your car loan if you fail to do so. Lenders are more willing to approve a car loan with a cosigner because it reduces the risk of non-payment. During the application process, the cosigner provides their information, including their name, income details, and social security number. The lender uses this information to check their creditworthiness when considering the loan. Even if you have bad credit or no credit, you may still be approved for an auto loan based on your cosigner's credit history. Once approved for a loan, both you and your cosigner are listed as borrowers. Additionally, both parties must sign all paperwork associated with the loan. Signing these loan documents makes both you and your cosigner responsible for repaying the loan. Get matched with a personal loan that's right for you. Is a cosigner on the title of a vehicle? In most cases, the cosigner is not listed on the title of the vehicle. The cosigner only pertains to the financial portion of the transaction and is not an owner of the car. This makes it a risky transaction for the cosigner because while they're financially responsible for the car loan, they don't receive any benefits aside from potentially helping their credit. This means that if the actual owner of the car fails to make payments, the cosigner could end up paying off the loan without having any ownership of the car. Cosigners who are hesitant to make this type of commitment may request that their name be on the title of the vehicle as an added protection. In some cases, a cosigner's name may be added to the title. However, this must be done during the initial lending process, as most creditors are not willing to make this change after the loan documents are signed. In many cases, if a cosigner insists their name be listed on the title, it becomes a co-ownership process rather than a cosigner. In these cases, both parties are part of the lending and purchasing process. Depending on how the title of the vehicle is handled, the original purchaser of the car may have trouble selling the vehicle without the cosigner's permission. Impact on owner's credit. If you have bad or limited credit, using a cosigner on a car loan can have a positive impact on your credit score as long as you make your payments on time each month. Your payment history accounts for up to 35% of your overall FICO's credit score, making it extremely important because many car lenders do report payments to the major credit reporting agencies, including TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Consistent on-time payments can really help improve your credit. However, if you miss one payment or more payments or frequently make late payments, it can have the opposite effect on your credit. It's crucial that you set a realistic budget before starting to shop for cars. Obtaining a car loan can also help diversify your credit, especially if you don't already have an installment loan, such as a home mortgage or personal loan. Your credit mix can account for up to 10% of your FICO score. Building a good mix of credit and maintaining a good payment history can help improve your credit health. Impact on the cosigner's credit. Before agreeing to be a cosigner for a loan, you should consider the impact this decision could have on your credit. Applying for a car loan will incur one or more hard inquiries on your credit. This factor could temporarily hurt your credit. Assign a cosigner the entire debt of the car loan as a cosigner. The entire debt of the car loan appears on your credit report. This new loan will likely increase your credit utilization ratio, which could negatively impact your credit score. Most experts recommend keeping this ratio below 30% if possible. Before you sign for the loan, take the time to calculate your credit utilization and make sure that even with the addition of a new loan, your rate is below this threshold. Finally, if the owner of the car makes on-time payments every month, co-signing this loan can have a positive impact on your credit. However, if your credit is high enough to be a co-signer, you may already have a strong payment history. In this case, being a co-signer likely won't have a big impact on your credit. However, if the owner fails to make payments or makes late payments, it could impact both your credit and your wallet because your payment history accounts for as much as 35% of your overall FICO score. Just a few missed payments could have a significant impact on your credit. Additionally, if the owner fails to make payments, you're the responsible party for making them, even if that means paying off the remainder of the loan. You should never co-sign for a car loan unless you can comfortably make the payments. There are some alternatives. Make a bigger down payment. Look for a cheaper car. Request a personal loan. And take care of your credit first. Talk to our friends over at Blue Water Credit. They can help you with that part. rsrlinks.com/BWC. rsrlinks.com/BWC. Get you right over to our friends over at Blue Water Credit. They can help you out with all of that stuff. Let's see what else we've got. Let's give away. We haven't given away our home buyer's guides lately. rsrhbg.com. Every quarter we come out with a new home buyer's guide. rsrhbg.com. You can get a hold of those buyer's guides. rsrhbg.com. It's a nice 20-page plus little booklet that we come out with every quarter, and it's good information. If you're thinking of selling a house, we're in the best week of the year for selling houses. rsrhsg.com. rsrhsg.com. Why is this the best week? Well, people are thinking about selling. They're starting to realize interest rates probably aren't coming down anytime soon. So if you're thinking about that downsizing, right sizing, you want to get out of the big city into a retirement community, rsrhsg.com. Give me a call. There are ways of getting the most from your house sales. rsrsalesmax.com. If you're thinking about selling your house, rsrsalesmax.com, rsrsalesmax.com. And we have not put in there that any real estate professional that works with our team, we have the ability of getting your house on TV so you can get to maximize the amount of people that see it. So all you have to do is give us a call at 800-306-1990. We'll put you in touch with an agent in your area that's working with us, and we can make sure that your house is being promoted on TV, which is what's going to get you the maximum amount of exposure. One of the ways of maximizing your sales price, rsrsalesmax.com, rsrsalesmax.com. And as always, we ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean for engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime. 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 at ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.